Ilesanmi has just made an announcement that many fans had been waiting years to hear. The marriage is over. The divorce is now official. He confirmed it himself in a short, almost improvised video. In the clip, he appears holding the divorce document and thanking the people who supported him during the process. He admits it wasn't easy. He says he's grateful to God, and he adds one more thing: he's single again. No dramatic music, no reality show editing, just Michael, a legal paper in his hand, and a message that closes nearly a decade of public drama. Angela Deem and Ilesanmi are officially divorced. For viewers who followed their story from the beginning, the news feels both inevitable and surreal. For years, their relationship survived explosive arguments, constant rumors, suspicions of infidelity, and a long immigration process. But in the end, what ended the marriage wasn't a television moment. It was real life. From the start, their relationship became one of the most talked about storylines in reality TV. When Angela first appeared, audiences quickly realized she wasn't a typical cast member. She was loud, direct, and unpredictable, a grandmother from Georgia whose personality could turn any conversation into a spectacle. Michael was the opposite: younger, quieter, and far more patient. On screen, he often seemed like the one trying to calm things down when arguments escalated. For years, that contrast drove the narrative. Angela shouted. Michael tried to explain. Angela accused. Michael asked for patience. Angela doubted. Michael promised loyalty. But the real challenge wasn't only personality. It was distance. Angela lived in Georgia while Michael lived in Nigeria. Between them were thousands of miles, cultural differences, and a complicated immigration system. The original plan seemed simple. Michael would come to the United States on a fiancé visa. They would marry and start their life together. But that plan fell apart when the visa was denied. The rejection triggered one of the first major conflicts in their relationship. Angela reacted with anger, and many viewers believed the relationship would end there. It didn't. Angela later traveled to Nigeria, and the couple married in a ceremony that quickly became one of the show's most talked about moments. For a while, it seemed like love had finally overcome the obstacles. But the marriage didn't solve the deeper problems. Angela's suspicions continued. One question always followed their story. Was Michael truly in love, or was he hoping to move to the United States? That debate never completely disappeared. Eventually, after years of paperwork and waiting, Michael received a spousal visa that allowed him to enter the United States. For fans, this was the moment that would finally reveal the truth. After years apart, they would finally live together. The assumption was that living together would strengthen their relationship. Instead, the opposite happened. Once Michael arrived in Georgia, the arguments that once happened over the phone became part of daily life. Without distance between them, their differences became impossible to ignore. Angela remained intense and suspicious. Michael, after years of tension, appeared emotionally exhausted. The breaking point came quickly. After only a few months living together, Michael left Angela's home. His departure sparked immediate speculation among fans. Some believed he had simply reached his emotional limit. Others agreed with Angela's accusation that he had used the relationship to gain residency in the United States. Angela repeated that claim several times in interviews and on social media. Michael, however, largely stayed quiet and avoided a public media battle. Eventually, the divorce process began. After months of negotiations, the final agreement turned out to be surprisingly simple. Each person keeps what is in their own name, including vehicles and property. Both will also remain responsible for their own debts. Neither of them will receive spousal support. One detail in the agreement stands out: a non-defamation clause. Legally, both are required to avoid speaking negatively about each other in public. For a couple known for public confrontations, the clause is almost ironic. Now that the divorce is official, both move forward separately. Angela remains a recognizable reality TV personality, while Michael faces a future no longer defined by the marriage. And with one short video and a simple statement, one of reality television's most turbulent relationships has finally come to an end.